Hi guys, my name is Melody and you're welcome to my channel. Okay, so today is going to be the first episode of Random Relationship Talk with Melody. Yes, and today's topic is going to be on, is your type your type? Yes. So this is a topic I've been pondering on for a while, and I know everybody has an idea of what their significant other should look like. The girls and the guys are like, everybody has that list that they have made somewhere in their mind. Some others have gone as far as writing them down and just putting down the stuff that they would like to see, things that they'd like to look out for in their significant other. So some people would like some very round, short, plump, thin, tall, and the like. So many people with their different, ideas and different interests in the kind of people that they would like to settle down with or in their significant other. It's a perfect thing. It's actually wonderful that you write down what you'd like to see, things that you'd be looking out for. It's a wonderful thing so that you'd not just go for anything or anyone. So it's a perfect idea to write down your type. Now, the thing there is, the same way the guys would have the kind of person that they would want or have the things they are looking for in their significant other, and I get to write it down. And the girls likewise, this is my type, he's my type, she's my type, and all of that. Now, the thing is, are you your type's type? Has everyone ever come and just stopped to think that, are you the type of person that you want? Are you his type or are you her type? That's where there's going to be an issue there. When find somebody and you're like, oh my god, she is so my type, she fits into all of the descriptions of everything that I'd want in a woman. And then the girls too, you see him and then, oh my god, such a hunk. And he's all that he fits into everything that you had written down in your list. And then like, he's my type, he's so my type. And then she's my type, she's so my type. Now the thing is, that person that is your type, are you his or her own type? That's where there's a problem. So the issue is not in making a list, the issue is not in writing down your type. You just might not be your type's type. So it's not enough that you wrote it down. It doesn't mean that automatically because you wrote it down, oh my god, once I see my type, hey, sharp, sparks will just fly, and then we'll be ready to walk down the aisle immediately. So it's a possibility that everybody must stop to consider that just maybe you might not be your type stuff. And there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, and there's nothing wrong with him. You just are not his type, and she's just not your type, And speaking of that, it just brings me to the fact that a lot of people have, I don't mean this to be offensive, but a lot of people have unrealistic concepts when it comes to people or when it comes to their significance other. A lot of people have, very, very, very unrealistic concepts. Like, I was listening to a pastor I really respect, and he was making reference to something like this. I'll just share it here. He said he was talking about a woman and how that he had been seeing a lot of men and suitors come to her and all of that, and she's been turning them down, and she was getting quite, she was advancing in age. And he asked, what's the problem? Are you not interested in them? And she was like, they are not my type. Okay, here's where the issue is. Sister, who is your type? What is your type? What are you looking for? And then she says, I want a medical doctor who is a Jew. Oh my god, a medical doctor who is a Jew? Really? Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that people can't get exactly what they're asking for or can't get what they want, but then be realistic though. You're in Nigeria. You did not even say medical doctor. You said a Jew that is a medical doctor. Like, for real, how hard can you make it? Do you understand? Like, I'm not even sure in my entire life like this I have seen a Jew, right? Yeah. No, I don't think so. I'm not sure I've seen a Jew, let alone a medical doctor Jew. Now, here's why it really becomes unrealistic. Because just maybe now, that lady has probably never ever left the shores of Nigeria. You have not been to Israel or the likes, and you want a medical doctor Jew. Is that even realistic at all? Do you understand? And then probably she's not even a medical doctor. And there are so many things that could just surround this story, but that's just to tell you how people can be unrealistic with, the things they are looking for when it comes to a significant other. Somebody says, I'm looking for a man that has black and white hair mixed together. Sister, what is the problem? What are you using black and white hair to do? Do you understand? Like, I'm not saying those things can happen. And Nollywood has just also not helped our situation at all. They have remember that I said that these things can happen, but in law we'll always say something that's a field and in, that to every general rule there are exceptions. So certainly there are exceptions, but it's still a general rule because it is what happens more often than not. Do you understand? Nigerian film will paint it that there will be several princesses from different noble kingdoms, and then they will come to present themselves to the king, and then the prince will be like, oh no, I'm not interested in any of them, and it's one slave girl somewhere that he's interested in. I'm not saying that the slave girl, maybe she has good character and all of that. What of those other princesses? Are you trying? What is it a must that the princesses would not have good characters, or that they must all be spoiled, or must all be lazy, and must all have certain terrible features? You can find a princess that is, perfect, has good character and all that. The prince is not interested in all those ones. It's the slave girl. Now, it can happen, but it is not every day. It is not every day that the prince will prefer a slave girl to another princess. It is not every day that the prince will turn down beautiful princesses and want a slave girl. These are the exceptions. It is not the general rule. So people are more prone to meeting people in their environment, within their sphere of influence. You are more likely to meet somebody in your church, in the gym that you go to, your workplace, the places you attend for seminars and trainings and all of that. You are more likely to meet your friends and people that you eventually might get to settle down with from all of these places. What are the chances that you will go to Aso Rock and then meet the president's son, and then he'll be helping you fix your car, or that the president's son's entourage will be passing when your car breaks down, and then one of his orderlies will come down and say, please, let's help that lady, and all of that, and then sparks will fly, and then you all are going to meet mama. Do you understand? So these things are not what happens every day. They do. There's always, it can be a Prince Harry and Meghan Markle story, but then it's not always. It doesn't always happen now. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have big standards, or you shouldn't have like really, really high standards. That's perfect. In fact, I think that if you have high standards, it just means that you really, really, really want something good for your life. It's allowed. But the thing now is that if you have high standards, I think the best thing to do is for you to match up to your standards instead of reducing them. Do you understand? So let's go back to the story of the sister who wanted a Jew husband. Fine. So if you want a Jew who is a medical doctor, I don't know why, but then again, it's her choice. Fine. So if you want that, you should have been able to at least have traveled outside the country to Israel, for Pete's sake. And then maybe you should even be a medical doctor, right? And then you should have attended seminars or all those medical functions that they have outside the country often, and then probably have attended one in Israel, or a place where you can find a Jew, so that just by some happenstance or luck or grace or anything, you'd happen to be in one medical seminar outside, and you will see a Jew. And then somehow, we just get to meet, and then sparks will fly. And then that those are realistic things that you can do to match up to your standard. It's allowed. It's beautiful. You want somebody who is a very top-notch lawyer, and I'm speaking for both guys and girls alike. You want somebody who is a pastor. I think, let me even share another beautiful story that I heard again from another pastor that I really respect. Okay. So he was saying how that there was this lady back then, and she was quite mature and everything. She was ready to get married and all of that. And you know, she was saying that he asked her one day, "So you're not married? What's the problem? What's the are you said that you've not seen the kind of guy that you wanted, or what's the problem exactly?" And then she was like that she doesn't want, she wants a pastor. Huh. I said, "Hi, this thing is not a prayer something. You want a pastor, and this is, I think in the story, I can't quite remember. I think she came for something that didn't really relate and all of that." And he said, "It's not a prayer something. If you want a pastor, go to where you can find pastors. It is simple." And then I think she attended a then church convention or camp meeting or something like that, something that she had been waiting for all the while. And then she attended a camp meeting, and then she met one man who was divorced and had 3 children and was a pastor. And then sparks flew, and then they got together, and then like the next year she was married. So everything, it's just all intertwined together. It's all intertwined together. If you have high standards for the kind of person that you like to settle down, for your significant other, match up to those standards, please. We're not acting Nollywood. This is real life now, right? I'm not saying, remember that I'm not saying that these things do not happen. They are the exceptions. The more general rule is that you're likely to meet somebody in your everyday sphere, within your everyday sphere of influence. Do you understand that? So if you have high standards, please try to match up to them. You want to meet a man in the US and you're in Nigeria, it's not always Facebook. You can actually, get a school in the US, apply for that visa, travel to the US often or something like that. I'd like to marry an actor, beautiful. It can happen, but maybe you should see how you can enter the acting scene or the industry or something like that. Do you understand? So it is very, very possible that you are not your type's type. I think we should all consider that it is a possibility. It's not just about writing the list of everything. You just might finally find that type, and then you discover that that type isn't your type, or you are not that person's type, or you are not that your type's type. We're talking about type now. You don't have to make sure that I slot in type here and there. So yeah, you might not just be that your type's type, and it's allowed, it's beautiful, it's possible. You must explore that possibility in your mind, that just maybe you might not be your type's type, and that your type is looking for something and you are looking for something, and you all might not be looking for the same thing. Do you understand? And it's allowed. You are still perfect like that. But then maybe that's just it. It's just saying that that's the time for you to revisit your type lists and either match up to the type that's your type. See what I did there? That your type will be looking for. And then, so that when you guys finally meet, you might match up to that type that you're looking for. So I've talked about types, and I've talked about standards and not reducing your standards, but matching up to them and being realistic too. All right. So yeah, I think I'd stop there. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've learned something that it's something to consider. Just explore it. Just maybe nobody has ever told you that just maybe you're not the only one making a list of a type. That someone else is, or other people are also making their own list, and just maybe y'all might not fit together. All right. So yes. So I hope you've learned something. I'd love to hear what you think about this video. You can drop your comments. There. And then please do not forget to subscribe so that you can get notifications on my next video, right? And then tell someone about it. Please share, subscribe, drop a comment. Tell me something that you think you would love to add to what I said, or something that you'd like me to have added. I'd note it, and then the next video I would, talk about that. Or drop a comment, show some love, basically. Subscribe, share, tell someone about it, and I'll see you next time. Till then.